Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready for the HCK Beagles Truck Series powered by Michael's Warrior Project as we get ready to rock and roll for a brand new season getting underway as these NASCAR trucks are unloaded and ready to roll here from the World Center of Racing. It is Daytona International Speedway, and these drivers, they are ready to absolutely rock and roll here on the evening. Qualifying currently underway. Drivers out on the racetrack, they are getting their quick times in right now. Only a few drivers left to qualify out there on the Speedway. 12 trucks have taken lap times right now, and we still got about 10 more that have yet to join the field here and put down a lap time. So things are gonna get moving here slowly but surely, but we are gonna go through some things as a brand new season gets underway. We got a lot of people to thank, whether it's all the fans in the stands or all of our amazing sponsors making this season possible, as these drivers will get loaded into the sim. Each and every one of them will be looking for a win here in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in for another amazing season of the HCK Beagles Truck Series. In this season, a huge new sponsor coming on board, becoming part of the HCK Beagle family here, as all the drivers are currently in their drivers meeting. They are getting prepped and ready for this evening's festivities, but we do gotta give a huge shout out here to Michael's Warrior Project coming on board with us here. I know Greg had a little bit of a write-up here for us for it, so I just want you guys all to join us in supporting Michael's Warrior Project, a dedicated initiative providing unforgettable experiences for our veterans through events like the TOG Warriors fishing tournament. This project partners with organizations such as Locust Point Yacht Club and has a history of impact events, including shark fishing tournaments and scuba experiences for veterans. So the link is in the description, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys go check out Michael's Warrior Project at the links in there, links in the description. Make sure you guys go check them out. Support those guys, man. Absolutely amazing. Giving some amazing, unforgettable experiences for the veterans throughout the United States. Obviously, I'm in Canada, so I can't say our veterans, but the veterans of the U.S. and I'm assuming maybe even for Canadian veterans or any type of veteran that helps support and show love to their country and everything else. So huge thank you there to Michael's Warrior Project coming on board with the HCK Beagles Truck Series here again this season. Absolutely amazing to have them on board with us. Huge shout out to KR Gutters as well. KR Gutters, our homes love new gutters, and good to have KR Gutters on board here with us for another season here with the HCK Beagles. And Ridge Power Sports coming back on board as well. Huge shout out to Ridge Power Sports. They've been with us here for a couple seasons, and we got to thank them a ton for hopping on board with us again as Ridge Power Sports, located in northern New Jersey. So northern New Jersey there for any of the Ridge Power Sports family. If you're in that location, make sure you guys go check them out. Or even if you want to get something ordered in from them and shipped to you, I'm sure they can, they can make something like that happen. As they're located in northern New Jersey, is dedicated small business support. Specializing in high-quality parts and accessories for all your power sports needs, with a passion for motorsports and a commitment to excellence. Ridge Power Sports serves enthusiasts and professionals alike, proudly supporting HP Motorsports Chevrolet team here in the HCK Beagles League. And Ridge Power Sports combines local expertise with a strong racing spirit, ensuing top-notch service and unparalleled products for every adventure on or off the track. So make sure you guys go check out ridgepowersports.com as well. The link should be also in the description below for you as well. Make sure you guys go check out Ridge Power Sports as well. And we also have the amazing Track Dog as well. So trackdog.com coming on board as well as one of our sponsors here on this season. So they're an online retailer, merchandise retailer dedicated to helping race teams and leagues in both virtual and real world settings settings by selling products with their branding through a print-on-demand platform. Track Dogs Racing has been a proud partner and official merchandise partner of the HCK Beagles for the past few seasons. If you're interested in helping your race program or organization raising funds through the sales of custom merchandise, please make sure you guys go check out and fill any of the information out and get a hold of the guys over there at trackdogs.net. Actually, it's trackdogs.net, but Track Dogs Racing coming in and showing the love here. And huge shout out to HCK Beagles as well, having me, Peacemaker Gaming, back up here in the booth for another amazing season. Another absolutely monster series getting ready to kick off again here tonight for some more amazing racing. And I can't thank you guys enough, everybody coming in, showing the love, tuning in here this evening as we're going to get into the fun. We're going to see some drivers still jump out there onto the racetrack here as qualifying continues underway as Jeremy Lucy, hopefully I'm saying that right, Jeremy Lucy in the number 76 truck rolls out there on the speedway here for his qualifying run. We still got a few more drivers as Neil Lapidus out there as well. He's just getting fired down from pit side onto the speedway here for his qualifying efforts as Jeremy Lucy is going to come down and across the line, currently 13th quickest on the board. He's going to find a little extra speed and jump up into 7th here on the scoreboard as right now Nick Gardner with the quick time here in qualifying. So Gardner with the quickest lap time out there on the racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't though, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube, as we're currently working on 5,000 followers over on our Facebook channel. We're working on 1,000 subscribers over on YouTube, and we're working on 1,000 followers also over on our Twitch channel as well. So we are live currently on all 3 platforms. It gives you, 3 different platforms, whichever one you prefer, that you can tune in and watch all of the amazing racing here with the HCK Beagles, and here with me up here in the booth, Peacemaker Gaming, and all of the racing action that we put on, week after, day after day after day, as we're live pretty much every single day of the week with racing action. So if you guys are racing fans, you want to find some different leagues or some more people to cheer on and watch some racing on your downtime, make sure you guys hit that follow button, smash that, gosh heckin' notification bell. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. Is my boy Brian coming in, showing the love. What's good, Brian? Brian says, oh, yeah, baby. Yes, Sirski. You know it, Brian. Bionic Man says, race day. Yes, Sirski, race day it is. As Nelson John's coming in, showing the love. What's good, Nelson? Nelson coming in, dropping the thumbs up. Black Phoenix coming in, showing the big love as well. How are you, Mr. Charles? How are you, brother? Coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Dude guy with that like and the share. Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in with the heart reaction, and Bionic Man coming in with the thumbs up here on the broadcast as we'll get ready to set these drivers loose here in just a few more moments. Just a few more moments. We'll get right into the action, and we will go back to green flag racing for the first time this season, as my boy Craig Michael Deacon, Craig coming in, smashing that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Craig? Craig coming in, showing the big love over there on the Facebook channels. We do see Neil Lapidus out there on the racetrack here. He's going to get done his second lap time. Usually the quicker lap time is that second lap, and he does find some extra speed, and he jumps up into the 6th position. So good lap time right there for the 26th ride as he jumps up into that 6th position. The Ridge Power Sports number 87 here of Jonathan Herbert jumps out onto the speedway here. So Jonathan Herbert out there looking for a big run and some extra speed here on the speedway, trying to get himself to the front of the field here on the evening. But this is a racetrack where qualifying doesn't normally make a huge difference. The drafting here at Daytona International Speedway, you can kind of go from the back of the pack towards the front of the field pretty quickly, as long as you can find the right openings at the right time, find a couple good drivers that can help push you towards the front or lock on with somebody and push them to the front. You can find your way to the front of the field in a couple laps out there on the racetrack. So qualifying isn't such a huge difference maker on your evening like we would see here at all these other racetracks that will run throughout the season. When you have a bad qualifying run, let's say at a place like Martinsville, it can really hinder your performance on the day. can really set you back and put you in a hole right out of the get-go, where here at Daytona, you can qualify at the rear of the field, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. We may even see drivers elect to try to stay back there at the back of the pack to just kind of keep themselves out of trouble throughout, the first, 80%, 90% of this race, and then that final little bit push towards the front of the field, because you gotta have a truck here at the end of the race. You can have a good truck all evening long, get tied up in one big wreck and be out of it, so you gotta make sure that you keep yourself, content, keep yourself patient out there on the speedway until late in this race, because you want to be there at the end to have an opportunity at picking up the checkered flag. Nelson says, good finish the other night. Could we repeat? Yeah, we might see another repeat. I know these guys are absolutely ready to rock and roll, as Jonathan Herbert currently 15th quickest out there on the speedway. Still waiting for Gregory Turner, Robert Blair, Jacob Grube, Derek Rowdy Puckett, Jason LePan, Andrew Hainsley, Brandon DeMing, and Ryan Peterson to get out there on the racetrack for qualifying, as we have already seen Nick Gardner as our pole sitter right now, unless someone can jump out there and knock him off the top here, but I don't think they're going to be able to, as qualifying basically coming to a close here. We're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose, so we'll see Nick Gardner starting on the pole here on the evening. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we'll get ready to set these drivers loose for a wild evening of racing action, as qualifying has come to a close here. So qualifying closing out, and that means we will get ready for the start of our feature event. Our feature event about to get underway. These drivers will get loaded into the simulator down pit side, as they'll get ready to rock and roll here in just a few more moments. So we'll get these drivers ready to rock and roll. We'll get them out there onto the racetrack here and see what we can do, as quickly just I want to make something. Alrighty, so these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here. Our main feature event is about to get underway here. These drivers are getting ready to rock and roll for a absolutely amazing evening of racing action. We'll see them jump out here onto the speedway in just a couple more moments. They are going to get ready to rock and roll, and we're going to get ready for the first race here of a brand new season with the HCK Beagles. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is going to be a ton, and I mean a ton of fun, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for an absolute treat here on the evening. As let me see if we can quickly. We're going to get a quick word in here from our Grand Marshal here, chat. We're going to get a quick word in here. Let me close this again. I'm trying to get something to happen here, and it's not working for me. It's not helping me out here. It's not making it easy on me. There we go. There we go.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin James coming in, giving us the opening command for drivers to get out onto the racetrack to start their engines, as we are rocking and rolling here on the speedway. Starting on the pole in the number 16 machine, it's the Napa Auto Parts ride of Nick Gardner. To his outside in the 5 ride, the HendrickCars.com machine, that is Nicholas Snyder. Starting in position number 3 in the 33, that is the rock solid Regs number 33 of Nathan Nixon. To his outside in the Muleburger Custom Homes number 42, the Sonic Graphic Designs ride of Kevin Winker. Starting in position number 5 in the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine 29 ride, that is Sean Jessic. To his outside in the 26, that is Neil Lapidus. Starting in 7th in the 31 ride, that is the Mazda Racing ride of Robert McDonald to his outside in the HCK 76. That's Jeremy Lucy. Then we see the number 51 of Brian Chu there in 9th with Brett Summers there to his outside. Then we see the 2 of Daniel Dow, Dennis Steele, Michael Madden, Kyle Van Tassel, Jonathan Herbert, Jacob Grube, Jason LePan, Brandon Aming, Robert Blair, Ryan Peterson, Andrew Hainsley, Derek Rowdy Puckett, and Gregory Turner rounding out the field as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from the beautiful Daytona International Speedway. Nick Gardner out in front looking for some good help down on the bottom lane here is first lap of 75. The first lap of a brand new season, though, is absolutely detrimental to these drivers. They each want to be the car out in front. They want to be known as the driver to lead the first lap here on this brand new season, starting off on a good foot here, trying to stay out in front. As Nick Gardner leads the inside lane. There to the outside lane, you see that 5 ride. That is the number 5 machine of Nicholas Snyder there as Snyder rolls in that 3rd spot now as the outside lane just not enough help, but out in front, Nick Gardner will lead lap number 1. So Gardner in the 16 machine, the Napa Auto Parts ride, leading lap number 1 here on the evening. The outside lane finally finding that extra little bit of momentum. A big push here on the back bumper from Kevin Winker, pushing the number 5 of Nicholas Snyder to the front of the field here as Winker giving some great shoves here to that back bumper of the HendrickCars.com machine, as right there behind him the 26th ride of Neil Lapidus trying to stay with them here, trying to help them towards the front of the field in that outside line. Michael Madden already making some moves here as the 15 ride, new paint scheme here. Beautiful looking ride here for the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 15 of Michael Madden as he jumps up into the 8th position. We see Brian Chu out there as well. That beautiful number 51 ride out there on the Speedway, looking fresh out there on the racetrack as well, as these drivers giving us some great looks around this Daytona International Speedway. Things settled out, though, a little bit as we just see some good 2x2x2 racing here at the front of the field, about 6-7 rows deep out there on the racetrack. And then a little farther back, it starts to get a little bit more single file. You see the 20 ride of Jason LePan. He's rolling there in the Michaels Warrior Project right there in the 20 ride in position number 15 on the Speedway. Taking it nice and easy, staying breezy here. He's right there ready to bounce, though, if he needs to jump up and try to work himself to the front of the field. It's got that Ridge Power Sports number 87 of Jonathan Herbert right there in front of him. And you see Robert Blair, the 75 right there in position number 16. Kyle Van Tassel there in position number 17 here. Another one of the Ridge Power Sports rides out there on the racetrack. So good to see Ridge Power Sports expanding, bringing in Kyle Van Tassel here to the series as Gregory Turner, the HCK Beagles number 86 ride right there, 69 ride, sorry, of Gregory Turner there in that 17th position, trying to get that outside lane moving a little bit more. The 75 ride of Robert Blair is going to jump up there as well, as you see Ryan Peterson himself back there in the 18th position, battling here with the 69 ride of Gregory Turner on the racetrack. Derek Rowdy Puckett right there as well in the 88 ride, the Exalta 88 machine. Can't miss that race truck. It is very bright out there on the Speedway. The red and yellow machine out there on the racetrack. That is a tough truck to miss out there on the racetrack. Is Brandon Domingue right there behind him. We also see Andrew Hainsley there in that fight as things a little bit more calm, cool, and collective deeper in the field, as Jacob Grubb right there as well in the number 18 ride. That's another one of the Michaels Warrior Project rides out there on the racetrack. As once again, huge shout out to Michaels Warrior Project jumping on board with us, becoming the main sponsor, our main sponsor here on the series. Huge shout out there to those guys jumping on board, becoming part of the series as we get a new race leader here at the front of the field. Kevin Winker will jump up and take this race leader lead away. Kevin Winker out in front, showing these drivers how to get around Daytona International Speedway. As he jumps quickly down to the inside lane, leaving the outside lane high and dry, and they are already starting to slide backwards. As Winker slides in front of Nick Gardner and Nathan Nixon. Nixon thinking about trying to leave them down low here as they're going to jump to the outside of the 16. Looks like the 42 is going to jump up, throw that block, and go with them. Look out as the 29 of Sean Jessic getting a little bent out of shape right there. Almost got around as a good shove from the 26 ride. Almost had that 29 ride out of shape and into the outside fence. And you see the 31 ride doing a great job. Robert McDonald right there as well. Now to the back bumper of Nick Gardner. Gardner trying to hang on here down that inside lane as a couple drivers left him from down low. He's been kind of getting past, but he's held true and strong down there to that inside lane. Has not given up on it and continually get new drivers back here to his rear bumper. And that can be a little scary at certain times. When you start to get different drivers that maybe haven't ran a whole lot with, you don't know how much they're going to push or where they're going to push you or how they're going to push you, so you got to really spot your P's and Q's here early in the race. Just make sure you keep that wheel pointed in the right direction, but you gotta learn some of these drivers that are out there and make some friends. Even if they're not teammates, you want to try to make some friends here for late in this race. If this was a couple laps left to go, Nick Gardner has to rely on that 31 truck to continue to keep pushing his back bumper, to continue to push that out or inside lane. As oh my, that got very close as it looked like the 31 got into the apron there ever so slightly, got tight, washed up the racetrack almost into our race leader there, the 42 of Kevin Winker. So that was a very close one down through 1 and 2 as things are looking very, very racy here early in this one as the I'm going to say that's DSR Electric number 51 ride of Brian Chu up into position number 5 here on the Speedway. Brian working himself up and through the field as Janelle coming in showing the love, says let's go Team Ridge Power Sports. Janelle coming in showing the big love. How are you? How have you been coming in showing the love here in this one? Hopefully you've been having yourself an amazing off season here. I'm sure all these drivers have been enjoying some time off and away from the simulator as much as possible, as well as Frank Ranger, my boy Frank, coming in showing the love. What's good, Frank? Frank says, what's up? Peace. Missed race tonight. We'll be racing next week. Let's go, brother. Let's go. We can't wait to get you out there onto the racetrack. What a way to start. Cool. Yeah, that was definitely a good way to start. We wish we had it a little bit differently there. Obviously, before I went live, I tried to get that set up, and I couldn't do it without deleting the stream, so I had to kind of mess with it there a little bit, but definitely a cool way to get that one going. As Al Reed, Mr. Reed coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Frank Ranger, Clifford Bellamy, all coming in, showing the love with folks. Thumbs up on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As man, we're seeing some great racing here already. Race number 1. These guys doing a fantastic job out there on the Speedway. A lot of these drivers, they're not giving up. They're not backing down. A lot of races. At the beginning of a season, drivers tend to try to take it a little bit more easy, try to keep themselves out of trouble. And normally you see things kind of evaporate and go more towards, single file racing for a little bit out here. We haven't seen these guys go single file at all at the front of the field here tonight. We've seen these guys just non-stop, door-to-door, elbows up racing out there on the racetrack, and I don't think they're going to back up. I don't think they're going to settle down at all. It's just going to continue to get better and better and better here all evening long as these HCK drivers continue to put on a great show for all of us up here in the broadcast booth and all of the fans in the stands here this evening. As the battle here once again looks like Kevin Winker going to continue to lead the way, but Nick Gardner going to work there to his outside. You see Nathan Nixon all over the back bumper. There's the rock solid Riggs number 33 ride this season all over that back bumper of the 42 of Kevin Winker as he's got that Muhleberger Custom Homes ride there towards the front of the field, but a good shove to the outside, and Nick Gardner going to lead another lap there for the 16 machine. So these drivers are not giving up. They want to lead as many laps as possible. They want to be right there at the front of the field, as sometimes that's the safest place to be, but late in these races, we've seen it time and time again, that the front of the field can definitely be where a lot of big issues start, and a lot of trucks or cars can get destroyed in a quick hurry. As now you see that 16 rider, Nick Gardner, gonna leave the high side lane. He'll jump down low here in front of the 42 of Kevin Winker. Winker will reel right up to his back bumper, and I thought maybe he was going to try to maybe jump to the outside, maybe leave that 16 ride kind of high and dry there again, but looks like he's going to settle in right there behind him. So the W Energy Muehlberger Homes number 42 right there in position number 2 on the Speedway. Some great racing throughout the field. Even when you look a little farther back, you see Andrew Hainsley. A lot of these drivers that are deeper in the field right now, they're just rolling out here. They're playing the safe game out there on the racetrack, and you can't fault them. We've seen so many great big races here at this Daytona International Speedway. We've seen so many trucks and cars get tore up in the blink of an eye out there on the Speedway, and when they're running 2 wide, maybe going a little 3 wide, bumping and shoving towards the front of the field, one wrong bump, one wrong move can spin a truck around, can cause a huge wreck and collect a lot of drivers in a quick hurry. But see some of them maybe a little bit more spread out, a little bit more separated deeper in the field, just kind of playing it safe back there is Andrew Hainsley, Gregory Turner, Nicholas Snyder, and Derek Rowdy Puckett, all back there in the bottom half of this field, and they're kind of just sitting steady out there, rolling at the back of the pack, not really pushing the subject. You see the 18 rider Kyle Van Tassel there as well, the 13 of Kyle Van Tassel. That is the 18 of Jacob Groot out there in the 18 machine, as trying to learn all these different paint schemes. Once again, it's always a struggle at the first race of the year, trying to memorize each paint scheme, each car out there on the Speedway. We'll get it before the end of the night, don't you guys worry. As we see a couple familiar faces, though, still at the front of the field here, as Nick Gardner, Kevin Winker, 1 and 2 here on the Speedway. The 26 ride of Neil Lapidus working to his outside, as here comes the Boston Web Marketing number 7 ride of Brett Summers. Summers up into position number 4 on the Speedway here, as he pushes the 26 there on the outside lane. Good to see the 7 ride back out there on the Speedway. Good to see Mr. Summers out there. Then we see the 28 right there as well, Dennis Steele. Good to see Steele back for another season. Jason LePan there in his Michaels Warrior Project number 20 ride, rolling there inside the top 10. He's been able to work himself up through the traffic pretty good here, and just sitting pretty there on the 4th spot, the 4th row here on the outside lane, as he's got the number 15 of Michael Madden down to his inside. Robert Blair right there on his back bumper. As, man, it's a dogfight throughout this entire front of the field, man. These guys have not backed down one little bit, but Kevin Winker continuing to lead the way here. Let's see if we can get a good in-car look here at Kevin Winker, what he's doing here behind the wheel of these rides. As we'll take a look here, we got a little inside look here at Mr. Winker out on the racetrack. So here's Mr. Winker. You see the webcam. That's his setup right there. You get a good look into the gaming room, all the NASCAR memorabilia, all the cool lights, and the setup right there as well. And you see Mr. Winker. He's zeroed in. He's focused. He's laser focused out there on the racetrack. Because right now he's just pushing the back of our race leader, Nick Gardner. We saw him lead some laps here himself. We saw him make some moves, lead some laps, and put himself into this good position. Now he's got to try to hold on to it here for the rest of the evening, but with a big green flag run, we may see these drivers have to run into green flag pit stops. Now this is going to be a big challenge for a lot of drivers. You got to be very, very cautious when it comes to coming down pit road. You can't make a mistake. You get caught speeding, you get caught missing your pit stall or anything else down there for green flag pit stops. You can go multiple laps down in a quick hurry, because you get no drafting help, no drafting partners out there on the racetrack. So if you make that mistake, have to come down pit road again, or you got to serve that 30-40 second penalty down pit side, then you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to need a lot of caution flags, so hopefully try to get yourself either caught back up to the rest of the field if you're not a lap down, or if you do go a lap down, you're going to need those yellow flags to try to get the free pass, the lucky dogs that get back on the lead lap. There you go. There's the move right there from Winker. Winker jumps to the outside lane now. He's jumping up, trying to take over this top spot on the Speedway as he jumps to the outside of Nick Gardner, and it does look like Kevin Winker in that 42 ride will take over this race lead. He's looking to jump back down in front of the 16 ride. He's going to bring the 26 of Neil Lapidus right there with him. That's going to mix things up as now Lapidus going to go back to the outside lane here. So Lapidus was gonna slide in front of Nick Gardner and sing for the back bumper of the 42 ride, but now thinking differently of it. Goes back to the high side in front of Brett Summers. So Summers almost had that outside lane to himself there, but all that shifting around, all that momentum right there being broken up has split this outside lane up just ever so slightly, and it's going to kill a little bit of their momentum here. They're going to need some tight shoves and pushes here up on the high side. Even the bottom lane starting to break apart a little bit more. Single file a little bit there through the middle of the pack here. Being led right there behind that 31 rider, Robert McDonald. And then you see the 2 ride going to jump to his outside. That's Daniel Dow jumping to the outside row here, hoping to find some good runs here, looking to find a little bit of that draft off the 20 ride. Unfortunately, he may be a little bit too far back. He's going to have to probably follow into line here behind that 31, kind of get reeled in, get that draft again off the 31, and then maybe be able to make this move back up to the high side through the 20 ride as the outside lane slide him backwards a little bit. Contact up into the fence right there. Big hit on the racetrack there. Again, huge appreciation to Mr. Winker having his webcam turned on there for us. We got a few more drivers with their webcams on as well, but we did see one driver get hard up into the outside fence, and it's the 13 ride, Kyle Van Tassel. Tassel, unfortunately, hard up into the outside wall right there. Let's see if we can play this one back real quick. See what happens here. To the 13 ride as he was rolling the outside lane right here. I'm not sure if he had any additional contact with anybody or if he was trying to find the inside lane. That's exactly it. He's trying to get down, trying to side draft a little bit off the 88 or trying to just find a hole down low. Unfortunately, the 88 ride was already there, and the Ridge Power Sports number 13 gets up hard into the outside fence, and now he's going to be in a very tough situation where he may have to come down pit side early. He may have to try to get this truck repaired as he has already lost a ton of ground to the rest of the field here. Obviously, having that damage, having all the contact on the right-hand side, we're going to see him put the binders on, and here you go. He does head down pit road, so a tough break right there for the 13 machine of Kyle Van Tassel. He gets the Ridge Power Sports ride down pit road. Gonna get that whole right-hand side looked at and repaired. As you can see, that right front wheel is just pointed in the wrong direction, and unfortunately, it being pointed in the wrong direction is gonna make it tough for him to get back out onto the Speedway without that crew going to work there, and he is potentially gonna be the first driver here on the evening and potentially the first driver here of the season to go a lap down here as he is just starting to roll back out onto the Speedway, and here comes our race leaders through the tri-oval. So he's unfortunately gonna go a lap down right here. As you can see that momentum, all the speed built up, and they out in the race leaders there with our lead pack, and they're gonna blow right on by him by about 100 miles an hour. And unfortunately, the issue is gonna be even tougher here now for that 13 rider, Kyle Van Tassel, as he rolls back out onto the Speedway. He's got no drafting help, so he may be even at risk of going multiple laps down here if we do not see a caution flag. That number 13 ride will slide 2 laps down here in probably about 15-20 laps, especially if he still has tire damage on this 13 machine. If the crew didn't get that repaired quickly enough, if he's still going to make another trip down pit side, or it's still going to hinder his performance out there on the Speedway, he is going to be in a world of hurt out there, and that's going to be very, very tough for the 13 riders. See him roll down across the start-finish line right there. Unfortunately, the rest of the field already going down through quarter number 1 and at quarter number 2 here. So he is sliding backwards in a quick hurry as Kevin Winker continuing to lead the way here as a little 2-car back there to the outside. Brett Summers doing a great job pushing this number 26 to the front of the field here. Neil Lapidus getting some great shoves there. There's only 2 cars really in that outside lane. The bottom lane very conformed, but here you go. We're going to see some green flag pit stops for the rest of the field. You got to get checked up. You don't want to be caught speeding going down pit side. Oh, you saw Kevin Winker really slow down right there, trying to stay out of it, trying to stay out of trouble. And we saw a few other drivers make passes there in that pack. I'm not sure if they will get penalized or if they were able to get down to pit road speed as our pole sitter, Nick Gardner, finds his pit stall. We see Nathan Nixon right there as well down pit side. Kevin Winker, Sean Jessic, Jeremy Lucy, Daniel Dow, Michael Madden, Jonathan Herbert, Ryan Peterson, Robert Blair, all down pit side here together, and they're going to all roll back out, hoping to stay right there together here on pit exit, as you don't want to get too broken up. You don't want to separate from each other too much here, as you want to come out as a group and come back on as a group to continue to have that draft and stay as a big group out there, as we're going to see that second group now make their way down pit side, being led by Brett Summers, as Summers is our race leader here down across the line. He will lead a lap here himself, and he will see his pit stall right there, making that hard left-hand turn into that box. You do see the 28 ride, unfortunately, making a little bit of a mistake there. That was the 28 of Dennis Steele. He got in a little bit too close to the wall. He had to back it up and then pull it forward again, and all that extra bit of time on pit road, that could hurt him here and drop him back quite a ways with the rest of the field. Luckily enough, looking like he may be able to slide back out here right in the middle of this pack, but you see that first pit stops here. These drivers already up the speed. They're rolling out there on the speedway. They're looking to just continue that momentum right around the rest of them here, and they are going to try to take over this race lead as Brett Summers, though, a great pit stop out of the Boston Web Marketing 7 ride. Can he find a gap? Can he jump in here with this lead back here of the 4-car breakaway? He's going to try to reel in these guys, try to get a little bit of their draft as here comes the 15 of Michael Madden and Daniel Doe right there as well. Things getting a little bit more separated on the speedway here. This is what we normally see with Daytona International Speedway and these green flag pit stops, is that we see these drivers get a lot more separated. Things seem to break up quite a bit. It's my girl Joycelyn coming in, showing the love here over on the YouTube channel, as Joycelyn says, comes in showing the love and says, I am here to see my favorite broadcaster of iRacing. What's Racers? I'm here for the Peacemaker, best and most amazing caster ever. I appreciate that, Joyce. I appreciate that. I appreciate you tuning in, showing the love here this evening, coming in, showing the big love in this one. As right now we got 20 viewers, over 20 people watching over on the YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button on the broadcast, hit that share button, share it out to your friends, your family, get them in here so they can experience everything HCK Beagles has to offer here, and to help support not only all these drivers but all of our amazing sponsors here on the series. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button on the channel as well, become part of the Peacemaker family. As out in front, our top 10 basically getting together here, and they have separated themselves from the rest of the field, as right now it's Kevin Winker and Nick Gardner once again 1 and 2 here on the speedway. As they roll out there on the racetrack, you see Winker is going to go from the high side down to the bottom side here in front of Nick Gardner, and that's going to put the Ridge Power Sports number 87 of Jonathan Herbert there to his outside. Jonathan Herbert looking for this race lead, as Herbert getting a great shove here from the 76 of Jeremy Lucy. Lucy's going to push him right to the front of the field here, as Ryan Peterson right there, as well as the Ridge Power Sports team rolling there in that outside lane. They got Brett Summers right there with them, but unfortunately, the 87 going to get shuffled around a little bit. He'll go down more to the inside lane, as the number 76 will jump in front of Kevin Winker. So Drivers shuffling around, contact! Nick Gardner around, our first caution flag on the day. Nick Gardner pinned to the outside fence right there. I believe that's Ryan Peterson getting collected there with them. Quite a bit of damage for both of these drivers as they will be looking to head down pit side to get their trucks repaired. Here is our first yellow flag of the evening and our first yellow flag of the season here for the HCK Beagles Truck Series, powered by Michael's Warrior Project, as we will take a look back and see what happened here as, unfortunately, just looks like a little bit of shuffling around. Let's see if we can get another look at this, a different angle, as I think the 16 and then 469 are just going to make a little bit of contact here coming out of quarter number 2. Now, I'm not sure if it's just the bottom lane came up and off the bottom of the racetrack quite a bit here. I'm not sure if, yeah, it just looks like they just running for the same area on the racetrack, and unfortunately just doesn't quite work out. Oh, you see Jonathan Herbert getting quite a bit of damage into that one as well, as he gets hard into the back end of that 16 ride, and unfortunately for Ryan Peterson and the 16 of Nick Gardner, they get tied together or pinched up into the outside fence, and around goes that 16, so that will be our first yellow flag here on the season. Just good hard racing here at the front of the field. I mean, there's not much you can do to avoid a circumstance like that, as just come together and just run out of room there off of quarter number 2, and fortunately heavy damage for both of those tough competitors. As they'll head down pit side, they'll look to get their trucks repaired. They'll look to try to get rolling here on the Speedway once again, and hopefully not too much damage. Let's see if we can get the 469 ride up here. Actually looks like everyone's going to head down pit side, so everyone coming down pit road, they're not going to pass up this opportunity to come down pit side, maybe throw some tires onto their trucks, get some fuel into their rides, and look to get ready for a restart here on the evening. Our first restart here of the season going to get underway here in just a little bit, as we're over 30 laps into this race, and we're almost towards that halfway in here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're almost at that halfway marker on the evening, only a few more laps away from it, so very interesting. Ran out of real estate, exactly, Nelson. Ran out of real estate. There's really nothing there for those drivers to jump into and make those moves. So, I mean, it's tough, and, I mean, that's racing. So let's see if we can get, see if we can find this 469 rider, Ryan Peterson. He is still down pit side, so let's see if his crew is still going to work. Looks like they're still going to work on that ride, so let's see if we can pull him quickly up here into the broadcast booth and get a quick little in-race interview with this 469 ride of Mr. Peterson. Let's see if we can jump into one of these random channels quickly. Hey Ryan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
What's going on, Aaron? How are you doing, bud?
Not too bad, Ryan, man. Take us back through that one, man, as we saw a little bit of contact between you and the 16 ride. Just unfortunately, kind of ran out of real estate right there, man. Take us through what you saw from the driver's seat.
Just unfortunate turn of events. I mean, it was nice and clean racing up until that point. Shit happens, man. It's racing. Robin's racing. Unfortunately, Nick slid up a little higher. I was trying to hold tight, but it happens. They split my teammate, dropped him in 3 wide situation. I tried to hold the center so he can catch back on the draft, and just close quarters. It happens.
Absolutely close quarters, and those inches out there on the speedway, it just that little tiny mistake is how quickly something like that can happen. But luckily enough, doesn't look like too much damage there to neither yourself or Nick out there, as the trucks seem to be still in pretty good condition. Not a whole lot of damage, so not too much time down pit side here for you to get those trucks, you know, quickly back into one piece and rolling back out there for you know, looking still lots of time for working yourselves back to the front of the field.
Absolutely. We'll be back up there soon enough.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to watching it back out there. Ryan King, great run so far, and hopefully we see you stay out of the rest of the issues here on the evening, and hopefully we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth before the end of the night.
Absolutely. Hope to see you there too, Aaron. Appreciate you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Ryan Peterson. He's also up there in the webcam as well. You get a good look at him there rolling on the speedway. He's got that set up. He's got the gloves on. He is absolutely ready to rock and roll here on the evening, as he's out in front. you know, he was right there battling, man, trying to stay at the front of the field, trying to hang with those guys. Unfortunately, just ran out of room as he is going to come back down pit side, and we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments as Peterson does head back down pit road. Out in front, it is the Michaels Warrior Project number 18 ride of Jacob Grubb, who leads the way here. So Grubb at the front of the pack, showing these drivers how to get it done, as Herbie's Wild Ride coming in, showing the love as well with the Let's Effing Go. Let's Effing Go! Herbie coming in, showing the love. How are you? Herbie's Wild Ride coming in, showing the love there on the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're going to get ready to stack these drivers up and go back to Green Flag Racing as the lights are off. The official iRacing pace truck, he will make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side, unleashing this field once again to Green Flag conditions. It's Daytona International Speedway, our first race of the season for the HCK Beagles Truck Series, presented to you by Michaels Warrior Project. As we get ready to go back to battle, it's the Michaels Warrior Project number 18 out in front, leading the way as down through the Geico restart zone. He gets a great restart and a good jump here. Just unfortunately no pushing out to his back bumper as of yet. Here comes the reinforcements as the 77 right there to his back bumper. Brandon Ameng up towards the front of the field here. He was hanging out deeper in the back, but now after that yellow flag, he finds himself battling up here inside the top 5. As Brett Summers getting a good shove here from the 42 of Kevin Winker. Winker hooked up right to his back bumper, trying to push him to the front of the field. And there you see the other Michaels Warrior Project number 20 ride, as that is the 20 machine of Jason LePan. LePan the man there in position number 5 now on the speedway here, is now up into 4th as he works to the outside of the 77 of Brandon Ameng here for that 4th position. And man, this beautiful looking paint schemes there, the Michaels Warrior Project 18 and 20 ride, both having the same paint scheme, making it nice and easy for us to decipher who each driver is out there. Obviously, we see the yellow rims in the 20 ride, the black rims in the 18 ride there, and helping us decipher the two of them as they have identical, amazing paint schemes. Very patriotic, very beautiful red, white, and blue machines there on the speedway, and we see them both right here at the front of the field. Now both into the second row here on the inside and outside lanes, as Kevin Winker will jump down in front of the 18 ride to take the lead down low here. So Kevin Winker back to the front of the field as Brett Summers leads that outside lane. They're kind of all stacked together here once again, 2 by 2 by 2 throughout the field. Even a little deeper in the pack here, we still see these drivers battling. We see a pair of HendrickCars.com rides here as we see Nicholas Snyder and Jeremy Lucy right there together. You see that 69 ride of Gregory Turner and his HCK Beagles Truck Series number 69 truck right there, pushing the back bumper of that 5 ride, trying to get him up in towards the back of this pack here, and right there with our top field here as these guys are putting on a heck of a show for us. As Neil Lappin is back there a little farther, we do see Ryan Peterson unfortunately back here in the 23rd spot. Peterson unfortunately without any drafting help right now, so this could hurt him quite a bit, as luckily enough, right now, I do believe he is being scored a lap down. He may go multiple laps down here, as we did see the 13 ride of Kyle Van Tassel get that truck repaired, and he's rolling back out here. He was able to get that free pass and back onto the lead lap, so he was able to get that lucky dog for the 13 ride after getting up into the outside fence. He's got that car fixed back up and rolling here, and you see the 87 of Jonathan Herbert here as well. He's starting to lose that draft with the lead back here, but he may be just kind of doing this by style or choice. I'm not sure if maybe he's going to try to fall back and pick up his teammate in the 469. Unfortunately, there is a big gap between the two of them right now as Ryan Peterson goes down the back straightaway. You see the 87 there across the front straightaway, and unfortunately, he may be at risk of losing that draft, as well as his Ridge Power Sports teammate Ryan Peterson out there on the speedway. As we get a new race leader here at the front of the field, Daniel Dow is going to jump to the front of the pack here. The Sparkle and Shine number 2 ride, the Anything EC machine, now up into the top spot, but Kevin Winker going to continue to shuffle around the speedway here. We see Winker now jumping up to the outside lane in front of Brett Summers. So early in this race, we can see that that 42 ride is not scared to really make moves and jump around here, work with other drivers, go from that high side, bottom side. Doesn't really matter where it is. He just wants to get this 42 ride to the front of the field. And now it's pretty odd seeing Kevin Winker, the Muhlenberger Custom Homes ride, out there on the speedway without a lot of teammates. In the years past, we have seen this number 42 have a multiple different teammates out there on the speedway with them here, and we're missing quite a few of them here this evening. It's sad to see that Mr. Winker doesn't have more of his Muhlenberger Custom Homes number 42 teammates out there on the track and battling out here with them, as you see things are going to get a little bit more mixed up here. As now here comes the 33 and Nathan Nixon. Nixon's going to work that rock solid rinks number 33 down to the inside lane here, and he's going to see if he can get joined up, as it looks like a bunch of the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine rides now together here on the bottom lane, as Winker will jump down in front of them. So Winker once again not showing that he's ready to make some moves and kind of get in front of people, throw some blocks, break up some teamwork out there on the speedway. As Winker in the top spot, he's got Nathan Nixon, Michael Madden, Sean Jessic right there behind him, as the Sparkle and Shine rides may try to leave that 42 a little high and dry here. Here comes Michael Madden to the outside lane, as Madden will jump out to the outside here. I'm amazed we didn't see Nathan Nixon or anyone go with him right there, as Nixon will stay right there in position number 2 on the back bumper there of Kevin Winker, as you see that 15 and the 19 roll into the outside lane here, as Michael Madden is going to be our new race leader. Madden to the point here at Daytona. So Michael Madden now leads the way, as Winker down low in the inside lane. You see Sean Jessic, Nathan Nixon there leading the second line here in both rows, as we see the 2 of Daniel Dow right there, as well as Brett Summers, Jacob Grube, Robert Blair there in 8th, Brandon Nemeng and Jason LePan rounding out our top 10, as Dow goes down through the infield here, gets a shove, goes down through the infield, luckily enough gets back out on there, but we see more contact and a caution flag on the speedway. One driver upside down, that is the 87 of Jonathan Herbert going upside down here for a wild ride on the bottom side of quarter number 3 and 4. Luckily enough, lands back on all 4 tires, but Jonathan Herbert going for a wild ride here. My gosh, that was a heavy hit right there for Jonathan Herbert, and multiple times going upside down here in that Ridge Power Sports ride, as things kind of just get a little stacked up. You see that initial contact. If we take a little farther forward here, you see the 2 ride is going to get bent out of shape here. He gets a bad shove. Daniel Dow, unfortunately, gets a shove, gets down into the grass here, and then people kind of stack up behind him as the 18 ride slows down, allowing the 2 ride to kind of get back into lane. He's lost a ton of momentum, and it's stacking up everyone else behind him, and that's where we see kind of the accordion effect, and as a lot of drivers trying to check up, trying to slow down for the trucks in front of them. As you see the 87 having to get slow here for the 51 ride, the 28 trying to get slow for the 16. 88 kind of gets into him there, and then fortunately, kind of just everything works up to the outside of the racetrack. The 26 ride right there shoving the 87 down through quarter number 3, and it gets him right up on top of the fence here. We're going to have to call the 87, Tony Hawk of the day here, as he is going absolutely pro skater up there right in the rim, and man, that is a scary sight if you're in behind the wheel of this 87 ride, and even the 26 probably not having a lot of fun there, getting a very scary look at the side of the 87 ride. And we'll take another look back at it here. We'll play it back and take a look at it here again, as just that little bit of contact, just a little bit too much pushing, a little bit too much shoving, and unfortunately things happen quickly here as things kind of get stacked up, everyone trying to check up, and you take a close look at it, you see the big shove here. So things are checking up in front. The 28 kind of rolling out of it. The 88 unfortunately does not see what's happening in front of him. Gets into the back bumper of that 28 rider. Dennis Steele sends him up the racetrack, unfortunately, right into that left rear quarter panel of the 87 riding. You can see this 87 airborne up on top of the 26, riding Neil Lapidus here, as we'll see if we can jump on board here with Lapidus, as he's going to have a very wild look at this one right here. There's Peterson get turned around, unfortunately, right in front of him. Nowhere for him to go. He's rolling out of it, trying to get onto the binders, and unfortunately, with all that momentum and just the angle that the 87 ride was, he kind of gets into him and unfortunately puts him upside down and up into the outside fence right there. So a very scary ride for Jonathan Herbert. Let's see if we can get a look here on board with this 87 of Mr. Herbert, as on the back straightaway. There's the contact. Nothing he can do. Just hang on to it and enjoy the ride. And here you go. He's going to ride the rail right there for quite a while. Then he's going to kind of stay up on it and then washes down the racetrack. And then this is where he's going to go for a lot of loop-de-loops here down through the infield. And luckily enough, that car finally lands back on all four and he's able to keep on rolling. But a lot of damage there for for Jonathan Herbert. And we already saw Ryan Peterson run into issues himself. So tough start to the season for the Ridge Power Sports ride, as Ryan Peterson, Jonathan Herbert both running into issues already here on the season. As we'll take a quick look and see if we can bring the 87 ride here of Jonathan Herbert into the broadcast booth here, as Jonathan had a wild ride right there. Let's see if we can pull him up into the broadcast booth real quick. Hey, Jonathan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah, brother, I got you, man.
John, man, what a wild ride right there, man. Take us through it from your perspective, as you're just kind of rolling there on the outside lane. Looked like things got a little stacked up there on the inside, and one car comes up, collects you, and then all of a sudden you go for a wild ride down there through 3 and 4.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of a sudden I was turning and facing the right way, and then I was praying to God. So, appreciate Ridge Power Sports for putting a fast ride under us tonight, and HCK for getting this off the ground. Mike's Warrior Project, big, huge sponsor coming aboard, so we couldn't be here without them. We're all super pumped to be here, and obviously the adrenaline's up, and you know we're running hard and trying to put on a good show here. Definitely wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the worst wrecks on here I've had, so it's pretty rad.
It was definitely a wild ride, man. We got some great looks at it, as kind of did your best Tony Hawk impression there, right in the rim right there, right on the rail, and we'll give you a 10 out of 10 as we're able to stick the landing as well, back on all 4 tires, rolling out here on the Speedway. Hopefully, not too much damage, and hopefully you can still work yourself here on the Speedway and try to battle with the rest of these drivers here the rest of the evening.
Yeah, only 2 minutes of damage, so hopefully we can get back in this. Got a little bit of repair, but 10 out of 10, I'll take it. At least I'm doing better than that break dancer at the Olympics. So
absolutely, definitely way better than what she did. But man, Jonathan, good luck out there. Have fun, and we'll let you get ready here for this restart.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for putting on the broadcast and being here with us this season.
Absolutely, brother. No better place to be than here with you guys.
Hell yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Jonathan Herbert. Good sport there, jumping on board with us here as he went for a wild ride, as we go for another wild ride here ourselves, as another restart here with the HCK Beagles Truck Series, our second restart of the evening, as Herbie's wild ride says 87 rolls too. Yeah, unfortunately, the 87 ride went for a roll right there, man. That was a tough one there, and it was Herbie's wild ride. Well, it was Herbert's wild ride here in this one, as Jonathan going for a wild ride there in corner number 3 and 4 on the Speedway, as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Once again, Kevin Winker at the front of the field here. Winker doing a great job, but right there behind him, we see Nathan Nixon right there as well. James, how's it going, brother? I see you up in here in the chat. I don't know what it says. It says that the message retracted, so I can't quite see what you said, but I do see Mr. Winker in the house over there on Facebook as well. Says Rammed Racing looking strong. Yeah, the Rammed Racing crew looking pretty strong, pretty stacked here on the evening. They're all running pretty good out there on the racetrack as we hit lap number 45 of 75. I mean, we get 30 more laps of racing action here from Daytona International Speedway, and we've seen a couple caution flags so far. And I don't think we're done. We may be getting ready for a big one here at Daytona International Speedways. That's always in the back of the mind of these drivers when we see a big wreck. Like we just saw with Jonathan Herbert, there was only a few drivers that were collected in it, but for the most part, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of action right there. If that happened at the front of the field, we could have saw, 10, 15, 20 cars all get piled in there together, and all 20 of them have tons of damage there, where unfortunately for Mr. Herbert, he was the only one that really got tied up there in that one. I thought NASCAR was Michigan. Yep, NASCAR is racing at Michigan, but this is iRacing. This isn't quite NASCAR. This is NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with iRacing here, and they are at Daytona International Speedway. Yo, Miss Spasmatic coming in, showing the love over on the Twitch stream. Miss Spasmatic coming in, showing the big love, coming in with the 3 months of being a subscriber over there, coming in with that resub, the prime sub over on the Twitch channel. Absolutely insane. I appreciate you, Miss Spasmatic, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. I appreciate you, my girl. I appreciate you coming in, showing the love. Let's go. Shout out there to Miss Spasmatic coming in, showing the big love here tonight. I appreciate you, my girl, coming in, showing the big love and smashing that subscribe button. We'll get ready here to, we'll see if we can jump on board here with this 33 ride. Is out there on the racetrack. We see the 33 having himself a great day on the racetrack. That is Nathan Nixon as he rolls here to the outside lane. He's leading the way there in that outside groove. The Rock Solid Rigs machine there in position number 3 right now on the speedway. We'll take a look here at Mr. Nixon. He's got the webcam up for us as well, so shout out there for Mr. Nixon jumping in and giving us a good look here at his ride. This is a good little angle. This is a neat little angle here that he's got. You can really see the hands, the wheel, everything that he's doing out there on the speedway. You can also see a little bit of what he sees from the cockpit there as well. As you get a good look at his monitors, you see those triples kind of wrapped around him. He's immersed there in the action, and he's just focused up right now. He's rolling out there on the speedway looking pretty good, but he's continuously looking in the mirrors, knowing that he's got some good trucks back here behind him. He just got to make the right moves, take these pushes when they're possible, and make sure that he doesn't get too bent out of shape when they get to his back bumper. But he's sticking there to the outside lane, just rolling there and to the outside of the 42 of Mr. Kevin Winker. So we see Winker and Nixon kind of just running right there together, and they are on the same team here. So I forgot, Rev Racing now has the Sparkle and Shine guys on their team as well, so they all have different paint schemes and different sponsors. We see 3 of the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC rides, which is the 2 ride of Daniel Dow and the 19 of Sean Jessic, and the number 15 of Michael Madden out there. It's actually the 29 ride of Sean Jessic here in this series. He normally sports the 19 ride in the other series, but the 29, the 16, and the 2, all part of Rev Racing here with the number, I do believe, yeah, the 33 and the 42 of Kevin Winker all on the same team. So top 5 right now on the speedway are all part of the Rev Racing group. So they are definitely having themselves one heck of a performance here at Daytona International Speedway. So quite impressive what they're doing out there on the racetrack. As we'll take another look here at this 33 ride. Shout out there to Nathan Nixon, having the webcam on for us, having a good sport here. Putting the webcam in, giving you guys a look here at what he's doing out there on the racetrack through the windshield. It doesn't look like he's doing too much. He's got good, clear sailing here. Not a whole lot going on. Just kind of rolling side by side here. Got a couple teammates back behind him. He's got a couple teammates down to his inside. So him and Winker are both sitting in pretty comfy situations at the front of the field, or at least it looks like it. But it's a lot of hard work, making sure you keep that lane straight, making sure that you can take these pushes. As if something happens here at the front of the field, if you get hit too hard and you go around here, there's a lot of drivers that are about have to go through you, back behind you, and you got to make sure that you don't get shoved, 3 wide here or split in lanes or anything else. You got a good look right here at the storm that's back here behind our front 2 drivers. Winker there on the inside and Nathan Nixon there on the outside, as we can get a look here at both of these drivers rolling out there on the speedway. So Winker will be up in the top right. You see the 33 there in the top left, as both drivers, different angles here for their webcams. Gives you a good look here at both of them out there on the racetrack. And what they're doing here is they go down through the tri-oval, back across the start-finish line. They're going to click off another lap here as Winker and Nixon out in front, leading the way here, both on the lead lanes, and teammates right there behind them in the Sparkle and Shine ride. So they're sitting pretty right now, but who's going to be able to jump up here? Who's going to be able to make the moves, maybe find some of the teammates themselves and find a way to get around any one of these top 5 cars out there on the speedway? Any of these Anything EC Sparkle and Shine rides, the Rock Solid Rigs machine there is the Rev Racing crew at the front of the field, showing them how to get it done. And good appreciation there to Mr. Winker and Nathan Nixon, both having their webcams here for us on the evening. And hopefully throughout the season we'll get more and more looks at some of these drivers, get some more inside perspectives at what they're doing out there on the speedways. Now you're going to see that 33 come down to the inside lane. That will put Michael Madden out in front on the outside lane here. So Madden out in front there on the outside portion of the racetrack, as we see some great racing here on the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So what I want you guys to do is crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite drivers. We're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming, as Lawrence coming in showing the love says, oh my god, he's bald. He is bald. Mr. Clean is for certain. Oh, this is a game. Yeah, this is a game, James. This is iRacing. This is a simulator. This is a simulator, or an iRacing simulator. So it's close to the same thing. It's very close to the same thing, but unfortunately it's just these guys are in a simulator, not a real life NASCAR truck. It would be neat. I'm sure each and every one of them would love to be in a real NASCAR truck, but unfortunately they are not. They are in simulators, but luckily enough the simulators don't cost quite nearly as much, or if you get in a big wreck, you don't have to repair it or have worries of getting hurt or anything else. For the most part, you can stay pretty easily, as we do see some contact back here a little deeper. We saw the 26 ride on Neil Lapidus getting up into the outside fence here down the back straightaway. I'm not sure who got into him, but no caution flag on the speedway. Quite a bit of right front damage here to the 26. See if we can play this back and take a look at it as he's getting a shove here. I do believe that is the 469 ride here. Ryan Peterson giving him a shove, and unfortunately they just gotta get a little squirrely. Peterson looks to go to the outside of the 26 ride. 26 trying to come back up, and unfortunately just wasn't clear of Peterson right there. They make contact. Unfortunately, the 26 hard into that outside fence there on the back straightaway. Pretty good damage for Neil Lapidus right there. That one's going to hurt him quite a bit, but we do see some green flag racing, or some green flag pit stops coming out here for a bunch of these drivers. We see Gregory Turner was down pit side. Neil Lapidus rolling back out there as well. We did see Derek Rowdy Puckett down pit row. Nicholas Snyder down there, as well as Jonathan Herbert, all down pit side. I believe Andrew Hainsley was down there as well. Dennis Steele possibly down pit road, as we do see now the caution flag coming in. So the caution flag did end up coming out right there, as we did see some more drivers run into some issues here. Sure if there was anything else that happened here at the front of the field or not, because we did see the caution flag. Yeah, there we go. Another big wreck here. So as they were wrecking down the back straightaway, unfortunately for Dennis Steele, he goes around here on the front straightaway. So the caution flag does end up coming out here, as we were looking back, taking a look at the contact for the 26 and the 469. See some 3 wide here at the front of the field, and unfortunately for the 28, he's going to get up the racetrack there, as he was kind of stuck in the middle trying to side draft right here. And unfortunately, the side draft just doesn't quite work as he goes up the speedway. It looks like the 76 also coming down a little bit, just getting a little squirrely there. We'll have to take another angle of this one, chat. Let's get another angle at it on the outside here. We're going to see this number Let me see if we can get a look here at the 28 ride of Dennis Steele, as Steele in this white, black, and purple 28 ride in the middle, the 76 on the outside. Looks like the 76 actually comes down a little bit. Unfortunately, just kind of hooks him. He gets hooked into the 75 ride, but then you see this 28 ride is going to go airborne right here as he goes upside down himself down this front straightaway. Bit of a wild ride there for him as he goes up onto his side, nowhere to go. I do believe that is the number 13 ride, getting a little contact into that as well, but for the most part, everyone else able to keep themselves out of trouble there, as and this was a bit of a scary ride for that 28 ride. The 75 as well, with quite a bit of right front damage there as he pancaked the outside fence, but everyone doing a pretty good job to avoid that spun out 28 ride, and definitely the break that a lot of these other drivers were hoping for, as they were down pit side, took early pit stops here before that caution flag, and that may put them right towards the front of the field as we'll jump on board here with Dennis Steele. And take a look here as, yeah, just unfortunately gets hooked up into the 75 ride and then goes for a wild one there himself. A tough break for the 28. Hopefully not too much damage there for himself, and hopefully he'll be able to keep on trucking here throughout the evening as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments to see the 469 rider Ryan Peterson back down pit side. The 75 ride down there getting some work. Jonathan Herbert getting repairs done to his machine. The 76 as well, who got some damage there in that caution. Down pit side as well, Neil Lapidus trying to get that truck repaired and rolling back out onto the speedway. We do see Dennis Steele already back out there, so hopefully not too much damage there for himself, as things will get mixed up here. We saw drivers make green flag pit stops before that caution flag, and now all of a sudden things a little bit more mixed up here at the front of the field. Is going to make for a interesting restart here on the evening, as Red Parrot coming in as well. Red Parrot coming in over on the Twitch channel, dropping that prime sub. Are you kidding me? Red Parrot coming in showing the big freaking love. I appreciate that. Red Parrot coming in showing all the love here, dropping that prime sub as well. I appreciate you becoming a brand new part of the Peacemaker sub club over there on the Twitch channel. I appreciate that, man. You get a bunch of new emotes and everything else over there on the Twitch channel to be able to use and throw into the comments section as we continue to expand and build the Twitch channel more and more as well. As we see that does not give me a good look at it. As Lawrence, this broadcaster's voice is so pretty. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Is bald in SpongeBob voice. Yeah, he's definitely bald in the SpongeBob voice. That is for certain. Can't wait for Kevin Winker to wreck this field. Oh gosh, I've seen him lead on the last lap. Yeah, we've seen a lot of these drivers get unfortunately into quite a bit of issues out there in a lot of different races, as oh god, my ears, I love the vibrations. The vibrations are what we all love here, you know. We all love the vibrations. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Is mayonnaise an instrument? I don't think mayonnaise is an instrument. I'm pretty sure mayonnaise is a condiment, I do believe. It's not quite that. It's Premium Stock Car Racing League says, let's go, Kevin Winker. Good to see you in the chat. Premium Stock Car Racing League, our Saturday night series here on Peacemaker Gaming, coming in showing the love and showing the support here as well for some of the drivers that are part of both leagues here in Winker Nation out there on the Speedway, bringing in the Winker Nation crowd. As here comes Tower Operator as well. How are you, Tower Operator? Tower coming in showing the love here in this one. How are you, brother? Coming in showing the love there on the YouTube channel, says hashtag Winker Nation. As Brian Underwood says, mayo is for coffee. Brian, listen, brother, listen, okay, listen here. If you're putting mayonnaise into coffee, I will fight you. Okay, don't you ever ruin coffee like that with mayonnaise, okay? Do not do that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even try it. Don't even think about it. Don't even imagine it. As ask the Titans quarterback, I am not going to ask the Titans quarterback. That's why the Titans suck. That's what they're doing with their coffee down there. My gosh, as we go back to Green Flag Racing is out in front. It's the It's the 5 ride, the HendrickCars.com number 5 machine of Nicholas Snyder. Snyder leads the way. Down to his inside, though, is the Exalta 88. That's Derek Rowdy Puckett down on the inside lane. He's getting a little shoved around. He may get shoved into the middle as the 5 ride looking to hit outside. We may see 3 wide racing here at Daytona International Speedway. As these drivers duking it out on the racetrack, some moving around here as Brett Somers will lead that inside lane, and he will take this race lead away as he's getting a good shove here on his back bumper from the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 15 of Michael Madden. Is Madden there in second? He's got Sean Jessic right there with him. Here comes Nick Gardner, slowly but surely working himself back up towards the front of the field as the inside lane continues to put the power down. The outside lane, unfortunately, sliding back here a little bit. They're trying to hang tough as the 88 ride of Derek Rowdy Puckett leads them there on the outside groove, as there's Kevin Winker back in 7th position, trying to work himself closer to the front of the field. You see the Sparkle and Shine ride's going to move around. The 88 gets shoved up the racetrack. Are they going to go 3 wide? Are they going to leave the 88 up there all by himself? Looks like he's going to try to find a lane to slide into. He may find it right there. There you go. He does find a lane as the 5 ride gets onto the binders there a little bit and allows the 88 to find another lane in, but now you see the 33 busting up that party as the 33 of Nathan Nixon's going to take him 3 wide here anyways as he goes to the middle lane here underneath, and now he's going to find a hole right in front of the 51 ride. Wowzers, that was a move and a half right there from Nathan Nixon. As things are getting racy here at the front of the field, things are getting absolutely wild. As there it go, Kevin Winker going to slide to the outside lane now in front of the 15 of Michael Madden. So Madden now going to try to shove his Rev Racing teammate to the front of the field as Brett Somers out in front, leading the way here. He's got Nick Gardner right there on his back bumper as we hit just under 15 laps left to go. 14 laps left to go here across the start-finish line. We're going to jump into it quick. Peacemaker Gaming, crank it up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver up in the comment section right now. Cheer on your favorite driver on the Speedway as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Daytona Speedway, caution out there on the racetrack. A late race restart is upon us. Yellow flag here for the 4th time here on the evening will bring a close to our Peacemaker Gaming crank it up here on the evening as Nelson Johns, did you jinx us? He says the big one is coming. You can see it building. Nelson, did you jinx us out there, brother? We can't have that. No jinxing us out here. No big ones. No big wrecks. Nothing like that. As we will take a look back and see what happened here. As it looks like maybe Andrew Ainsley getting tied up in this one. Maybe the 77 of Brandon DeMang. I'm not sure where this one got started, but it looks like it was a little deeper in the field. As get right there. Oh man. Oh, big hit again for the 87 right of Jonathan Herbert. Going airborne again. There's Andrew Ainsley sliding into it. Fortunately, could not get checked up quick enough. And I think the 77 rider, Brandon DeMang, he may need emergency service down there in corner number 3 and 4. I think Jonathan Herbert needs one as well, as Herbert comes down and unfortunately just gets into the 77, hard up into the outside fence. Look at the 87 right up in the air over top of the 77 right here of Brandon DeMang. Someone's got to go check on Jonathan Herbert to make sure he is A-okay out there on the racetrack. Is my gosh, what a wild ride again for Herbert down there in corner number 3. This is the second big one we've seen him get tied into here, and heavy damage again for him, as we'll jump on board here with the 87 ride and see what he sees. As right now he's just got a good bumper of his teammate, and then all of a sudden things went astray in a quick hurry. Lots of damage, tons of damage there for him, and pointed still in the wrong direction. So his teammates stared right at him as they drive down through corner number 4 there, and that was a tough hit right there for the number 87 machine. Let's see if we get another look at this one here, as just looks like he gets a big shove from the 76. I'm not sure if the 13 was expecting that extra surge of power, as the 87 gets up into him, kind of just hits him a little bit off square here on the back bumper, and that gets the 13 up into the outside fence, and then it kind of just pushes the 87 down into the 77 ride, and then all that contact. Look at the absolute force that the 77 and the 87 get up into the outside wall right there. And we already saw him do his best Tony Hawk impression. I think that was high jump right there, as the Olympics mode for the 87 rider Jonathan Herbert might be turned on, as man, that was another scary run, another scary wreck right there for Jonathan Herbert out on the racetrack, as we will get ready to stack him up, rack him up, get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. Get ready to see what these drivers can do out there on the racetrack, as he took Crank It Up seriously. He did take Crank It Up seriously out there on the racetrack, unfortunately. Yeah, Dale is dead. I hope Dale is okay. Yeah, 100%. John says, here from Juniper, Florida. Yo, John, you're from Juniper, Florida. Listen, okay, that's like the best place in Florida to live, okay? That's where all the professional golf players live, brother. I am very jealous. Let me stay with you. Let me stay with you. I want to go golfing down there and meet some of those guys, okay? I want to meet all the pros that play down there. I know Phil Mickelson and, like, I want to say, like, Tiger Woods, all those guys all golf down there in Juniper, Florida. So that's actually... it's actually pretty wild if you're from there. That is absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. Cranked it into the air. Yeah, he definitely cranked it up into the air. As that's a planet. Jupiter is a planet, but Jupiter, Florida isn't a planet. That is it's actually a town. It's actually a town. More look like Montoya going for a jet dryer. Yikes. Yikes. That's a tough accusation right there. That's for certain. That's a tough one right there. Not going to answer that one, Lawrence. That I don't know. That I do not know, unfortunately. As we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing Week, these drivers stacked up racked up and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready for a late race restart with 7 laps left to go down across the start-finish line. Will we see another caution flag? Will we stay clean and green for the rest of the evening? Will we see a big one? Where does it happen? When does it happen? When do the big moves start to move out there? When do we see these drivers really start to go, 3 wide out there on the racetrack? When do we start to see that desperation kind of set in where drivers have to kind of move around the racetrack and try to, throw their trucks into some very different areas, some very dangerous spots out there on the speedways? My boy Ben Gleason coming in, showing the love, dropping that sub over there on the YouTube channel. Ben, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew coming in, hitting that sub button over there on the YouTube channel as he comes in showing the big love as yeah, exactly, and NJB Designs, exactly, 100% correct on that one. There is a lot of very beautiful looking race cars out there on the speedway as we go back to green flag racing out there here at Daytona International Speedway. Kevin Winker with a good jump here to his back bumper as Nathan Nixon, his Rev Racing teammate there on his back bumper. A pair of his Rev Racing teammates there leading the outside lane as the 2 rider Daniel Dow and the number 15 Michael Madden there on the outside lane. They're looking to pick up their teammate as here comes the 29 Sean Jessic. Jessic right there as well as the 7 rider Brett Somers gets pushed down below the yellow line. Can he get back up onto the racetrack? He does. He finds the hole once again right in front of the 16 ride of Mr. Nick Gardner as Gardner back up there in contention here on this one. The 51 of Brian Chu, he's poking his nose into this battle here at the front of the field as well. Here comes the 18 of Jacob Grube as the Michaels Warrior Project number 18 ride rolls there in the 9th position, working himself to the front of the field. Jason LePan, his teammate, will get lined up right now behind him as the 88 there of Derek Rowdy Puckett rolls to his outside. Nicholas Snyder a little farther back there in the HendrickCars.com number 5 ride is Neil Lapidus back up here battling in that 13th spot. Dennis Steele, who we saw upside down not too long ago, there in 14th with Gregory Turner. The 31 of Robert McDonald, Robert Blair, Ryan Peterson, Jeremy Lucy, Andrew Hainsley, our top 20 here on the speedway as Kyle Van Tassel back there in 21st. Jonathan Herbert up here, unfortunately, still a lap down here for the 87 ride. Would need another caution flag and a wave around to get back onto the lead lap. And unfortunately for Brandon Domingue, he is in that same situation. So this could be a battle right here between these two on who is that free pass driver on the speedway at the time of a late race caution. If we see a late race caution. As out in front, Kevin Winker continuing to lead the inside lane. You can see a pair of those not Rev Racing rides behind the front 2 cars here on that inside lane. The 7 rider Brett Somers and the number 16 of Nick Gardner. They are not part of the Rev Racing crew, but they are surrounded by them right now as Rev Racing currently 1, 2, 3, 4, and in that 6th position on the speedway here. They lead the first 2 inside lanes as contact, the 16 ride, look out, more contact, around goes Nick Gardner, around goes Derek Rowdy Puckett, and we see another big wreck here at Daytona International Speedway. A lot of drivers tied up here in this one, a ton of carnage down through corner number 1 as, man, Ryan Peterson collected in it. They're still wrecking down here. The 5 ride also there as well. Nicholas Snyder, Dennis Steele getting checked up, trying to avoid it. We see heavy damage for the 75 ride of Robert Blair in there. Looks like the 24 of Andrew Hainsley, tons of front end damage as well. Kyle Van Tassel there as well, trying to stay out of it as all kind of started down out of the dry oval. We saw a lot of beating and banging, a lot of contact, and unfortunately, looked like the first car to go around was the 16 ride and Nick Gardner, as we will take a look back and see what happens here, how this gets started down in quarter number 1 as things got out of control in a quick hurry. And it just looks like a little bit of too much shoving, pushing and shoving here, and unfortunately, not sure if the 88 ride, you watch that Exalta yellow and red ride getting loose here in the middle. Unfortunately, he comes down the racetrack into the right rear of the 16 ride and gets them kind of all stuck together. They wash up into the 75 on the outside lane. That puts the 16 sliding down towards the infield. He clips the number 5, and then you see everyone else just trying to play dodge car at that point. Everyone's trying to avoid it as the 76 right bounces off a couple cars there. He's then going to get up and almost gets into his teammate, but you see more contact. His driver's washing back up the racetrack here, and that is the 69 ride of Gregory Turner with heavy contact into the outside fence here as he gets into it right there with the 88 and the 75, but then as they wash back up the racetrack, actually that's the 469 as well. Orion Peterson. Man, so many good trucks right there, absolutely getting tore apart on the speedway. And for these Ridge Power Sports rides, they have not been able to catch a break all evening long. As you take a look here, Orion Peterson, oh man, the 18 just comes right back up the racetrack. I'm not sure if he had contact there. Looks like LePan and the 18 both going to come together on the bottom side. And unfortunately, since that Michaels Warrior Project ride up and back onto the racetrack here, and unfortunately right into the 469 Orion Peterson, he gets hard up into the outside fence, airborne there off all 4 tires, and then you see the 69 in there as well, the 75 collected, and tons of carnage here in this one. The 31 almost made it through that wreck and then gets right underneath of that 469 ride. Ryan Peterson, I don't think he's got a car left to race out there, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to have a ton of repairs on that 469 ride as he got bounced around quite heavily early in this race and bounced around again here in this one. Let's take another look at it. Oh, man, it's such a hard hit right there. Such a hard hit, such a wild ride. Let's see if we can jump on board with him here and enjoy this ride for what it is on board with the 469. I'm sure he doesn't like it as he was able to avoid most of it until they cleaned out right there. And then, wow. Craziness here at Daytona once again as we will get a lot of drivers down pit side. A lot of drivers will go to work trying to get their cars repaired, trying to get them fixed and back out onto the speedway. And right now, the Revved Racing crew, they got to be feeling pretty good. The Revved Racing crew out there on the speedway, they are feeling pretty amazing as Daniel Dow leading the way, Kevin Winker there in second, Michael Madden in third with Nathan Nixon and Sean Jessic, our top 5, all Revved Racing Motorsports here on the speedway. So they don't have too much to worry about except for just trying to fight and keep the rest of the field back here behind them on these restarts as we'll get a late race restart at Green-white-checkered here on the evening as why did the bicycle fall over? It was too tired. Classic one right there. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot? Wow. Why did the math book look sad? It had too many problems. One of the moderators delete Lawrence. Ban him from the channel. Back to the drawing board, says Ryan Peterson. Yeah, back to the drawing board. Unfortunately, right there for you, Ryan. That was a tough one for you, my brother. That was a tough one right there. As we're gonna get these drivers ready to rock and roll. We're gonna get these drivers to go back to battle here in just a few more moments. As woo, chat, we've seen some pretty awesome racing so far on the evening. We've seen quite a few big wrecks. We've seen a lot of drivers get tore up, and unfortunately, not a lot of trucks still rolling out there without damage on them, as we do see Ryan Peterson still down pit side. Peterson is down pit road, still having the crew go to work. Lots of repairs to be made there. Lots of repairs for the 75 of Robert Blair as well. Jason LePan needing repairs. Jonathan Herbert, Kyle Van Tassel, Jeremy Lucy, all drivers trying to get their cars fixed up and back out there. You see the 24 ride has gotten his car repaired, and he rolls back there in the 16th position. Eric Rowdy Puckett right there in front of him in the 88. Gregory Turner using his quick repair, getting the 69 ride back out there onto the Speedway. Hopefully not too much damage still on that 69 ride, as you see Jason LePan, the 18 of Jacob Grubb in the Michaels Warrior Project, rides back there a little farther, just outside the top 10, as they got Dennis Steele there in 11. But out in front, it's all Rev Racing, as Daniel Dow, Kevin Winker will bring us back to the green flag here at Daytona International Speedway. The green flag quickly back out here for the Rev Racing crew and the rest of our HCK Beagles Truck Series, as our first attempt here at a green-white-checkered here. It's only fitting that we have a green-white-checkered race here in our season opener, and man, oh man, it's gonna be a nail-biter, as here comes a big shove. The 7 rider Brett Sommers on the back bumper of the 51 of Brian Chu. They were looking to try to go 3 wide before that caution flag. Will they find that third line here once again? Will we see somebody make that move to the outside to try to go and knock one of these Rev Racing rides out of the winner's circle here on the evening? There you go. Here comes a look from the extreme high side from the 7 ride of Brett Sommers. Sommers pushing heavily here as the Rev Racing crew, they want to see this white flag here as quickly as possible. There is the white flag. So one more time around, one more lap for these drivers to get it done here at Daytona. Is the 51 ride of Brian Chu. He's going to go to that third lane looking for some help. Not going to get any, as he'll slide backwards here. He's open. Someone will jump up there in front of him, or someone will go with him to the outside lane as they stay 2 by 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. No one making a move yet down into quarter number 3. Is it going to be too late for someone to jump up here and find their way to the front of the field? The outside lane starts to dissipate even more as Rev Racing out in front, all top 5 positions being held by the Rev Racing crew, as Daniel Dow is going to get turned around by his teammate. As down across the line, it's Michael Madden who's going to take the win, as Sean Jessic up into the catch fence here across the line. Heavy contact as they crash here after the checkered flag. Heavy damage. A lot of drivers absolutely tore up out there on the Speedway, but it's Michael Madden who picks up the win here in this one. Kevin Winker gonna come home in position number 2 with an absolutely destroyed number 42 ride. That car is very heavily damaged. I'm amazed it's still rolling. And Sean Jessic coming home in 3rd after getting sent into the catch fence there across the start-finish line. Man, what a finish. Another great race back to the start-finish line. Unfortunately for Daniel Dow, he was sitting in that catbird seat. He was looking to try to pick up the win. Unfortunately, gets a shove in the wrong spot right there from his teammate in the Sparkle and Shine number 15 ride, and that sends Daniel Dow around up into the outside fence, and as he's pointed backwards, he's sliding there, hoping that he can maybe get to the start-finish line. But then after the checkered flag, as that was the race back to the start-finish line, things getting a little bit sporadic there as drivers coming together, and a lot of carnage here as see Sean Jessic hard up into that outside fence. He is going to go through the fence there ever so slightly, and then a few more drivers are going to get piled into that one as well. Kevin Winker in there, looks like Gregory Turner in the HCK Beagles right in there, the 16, and then more carnage as drivers sent in down through the infield here. Woo! Crazy finish here, crazy race, but at the front of the field as the smoke settles here at Daytona, he's going to make some himself. It's Michael Madden picking up the checkered flag, putting the 15 ride here into victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the 15 ride here of Michael Madden, the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 15, picking up the win. I'm sure he might feel a little bit gutted here as they were sitting perfectly in position for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 finish here with Rev Racing. Unfortunately, now we see Daniel Dow from the top spot looking to pick up the checker flag back to 14th here on the finishing order. So from what could have been a completely perfect race for them, just kind of went out the window there on those final 200 feet to the start-finish line, as they still finished 1, 2, and 3 on the Speedway, with Rev Racing in first, second, and third out there showing muscle here all evening long. As right hook for the W. Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit of a right hook there for the W. Unfortunately for for them, there were teammates out there. So I'm sure, you know, he's going to feel pretty good about that one. I'm sure Michael Madden did not want to see that happen or have that happen to him or his teammate out there, as truck dancing. Yeah, they were dancing all over the place there, Nelson. They were dancing all over the place, shuffling around the Speedway. That was a ton of fun, man. These guys put on a heck of a show for us and a heck of a show for all the fans in the stands cheering these guys on, as, man, that was a lot of fun. As Shauna Rita coming in as well with the subscription over on the YouTube channel. Shauna, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Hitting that subscribe button there on the red channel, as we're going to get ready to pull our top 3 up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Post-race interviews going to come right at you here, as we're going to be looking for our top 3. Let me jump into the broadcast room there. There we go. And let's see if we can get Michael Madden up here right now. Hey, Michael, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you, man. What's going on?
Not much, Mr. Madden, brother. It seems like it's been a little while since we saw you up here in the broadcast booth, you know, since your win, almost a couple months ago now in the SSR Cup League on Wednesdays. But here you are, back in action Tuesday nights with the HCK Beagles Truck Series, and you're picking right up where you left off last season, and that's at the front of the field, man. As you pick up the win here in the season opener, I'm sure you feel a little bit gutted, though, as unfortunately the car you took out there at the end was your teammate.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely happy to pick up where we left off, and yeah, I'm pretty torn right now. It sucked. I was pretty content pushing Dow to the win. I mean, that guy's helped me out a ton, and I could have paid homage to him and given one back, but I just there was nothing I could do. I was kind of pushing, and then I got squirrely from getting pushed from the 29. It was kind of one of them crappy deals here in plate racing. But hey, man, we'll take the start of the season off well. We're 3 of us in the top 3 as the Rev team kind of reload back into this season, and yeah, worked together all well tonight. So that was great to see.
Absolutely, up until that little bit of contact there, just unfortunate break, just getting that extra little bit of a shove there from behind. I'm sure, Winker probably wasn't trying to push you that hard, or I'm not sure. I think it was Winker that was behind you right there, but these guys were kind of lined up there. It was racing all at the front of the field as you guys were running, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the Speedway, and then it kind of just fell apart there, just, 100 feet, 200 feet before that start-finish line, but you're still able to finish it off with a 1, 2, 3 here on the finish. Just unfortunately Nixon one spot back there in 5th, and then obviously Dow getting the 14th place finish there after the contact and getting up into the outside wall.
Yeah, it's tough to see, but man, it's tough to see. But it was a good working all night together, good communication like always, and yeah, it's just one of them plate deals. Unfortunately, we couldn't have a clean finish to the night, but we got the work in, and there's plenty of races to go, and I'm sure Dow will be up there some more, and hopefully get rid of some of this bad juju, and we can really put a stamp on this season here, as the Rev guys should get a couple more wins, and I'm glad I can start it off tonight.
Absolutely, definitely starting off on the right foot, man. You guys were the class of the field here for a lot of it. We saw you guys out in front, leading a lot of laps, working together, staying, a couple cars on the high side, a couple cars down the bottom side, kind of just having control of a lot of this race, especially later on in this feature event. And we saw it there at the end as you guys were running all up inside the top 5 there, coming to the line, and still coming home 1, 2, and 3 on the Speedway, absolutely dominating finish in fashion here for the Rev Racing crew. But man, it was all you there at the end, being the first car across the line as you're able to start the season off a win here with yourself. Michael, who would you like to thank for a great start to the season?
Yeah, always want to thank the Rev guys at Sparkle Shy, Sean, all those guys. Thanks for everything they do, anything EC, and really the MM15 crew back at the 15. So we're gonna get the MM15 crew back together for the season here, and really thrilled at how we started off, man. I'm pumped to get this back going, and I haven't had a lot of time in the sim, so it means a lot to get a new to get a win in this new season. So I'm excited about it, and let's get rolling, man. Time to defend, and couldn't start it any better, you know.
Absolutely no better way to get things started here on another season, looking for the championship here, trying to defend that championship from last season, and we can't wait to see how it plays out here for the rest of the 21 weeks of racing action that we have before that championship race. So still a lot of racing, a lot of fun to be had here, and now that you're locked into the playoffs, you got a lot of opportunities to try to help your teammates, try to push them to wins, and try to get them into the playoffs as well. And as you say, as usual, as start to stack those pennies, already start to work towards getting all those extra playoff points and trying to put yourself into the best position possible to work yourself through round and round there in the playoffs.
What it's about, man. Just gotta just stack them pennies week to week, and now that you can just kind of help everybody and just try to keep that momentum up from the start of the season and just keep it going, man. Then when the playoff time comes, that's when you really got to turn it on, like I did last season. So hopefully we put ourselves in that same spot. So, like I said, couldn't put yourself in a better spot by winning the first race, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Absolutely, brother. A great run, a great drive here for you in this one. Congratulations on picking up the win here in the season opener of the HCK Beagles, brother. And we can't wait to see you back out there in contention next Tuesday.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Michael Madden as Madden picks up the win and parks his number 15 ride up here in victory lane here this evening, as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver, the number 42, Kevin Winker, going to come home in position number 2. We'll get ready to pull Winker Nation up here into the broadcast booth. I do believe he's still got his webcam turned on. Let's take a quick look. He does have his webcam still turned on, so let's get Kevin Winker's cam up here onto the booth. You guys can get a look here at at what he's doing here. Kind of celebrating a little bit, probably having fun, talking chit chat with his teammates, and talking through what just happened out there on the racetrack is a little bit bigger for you guys, so you guys get another good look there at the Winker office there, as we'll get him up into the broadcast booth. Hey Kevin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Kevin, brother, a great run, a great race here for you all evening long, as we see you lead a lot of laps and work really well there with your team as the Rev Racing rides there all at the front of the field, coming down to the start-finish line. Things get a little chaotic there, as unfortunately just a big push of the back bumper of the 2 rod. He kind of goes up and across the nose of couple other cars, and unfortunately finishes back in 14th, but you're able to keep your foot in the throttle, stay right there on the back bumper of the 15 ride, and push Michael Madden to the win right there.
Yeah, I was giving Madden crap. I called him Austin Dillon tonight because I knew he did. But we were okay. It was a total racing deal. There was like 4 or 5 trucks pushing, and just got off center there. Nothing happened last lap. But happy I brought home P3. Finished that. I think that would have been a really close finish there. If then I wrecked there, because I got a huge run on the outside, and then Dow was coming back on the bottom, so that would have been a really close finish. And then me and Jensic actually tied, so I think it scored me 3rd.
Yeah, I was going to say it had to be very close, because it shows SDK shows you 2nd, Jessic in 3rd, and then iRacing shows it the other way.
Yeah, so, but I mean, overall, solid night, great teamwork. A lot of laps. I like, kind of controlling these plate tracks. I feel you can control more of your, your destiny and stuff versus being in the back. So that was the game plan all night. That's really it. I don't really have much for now. It was pretty uneventful except for that last lap, so I can't ask for much more than that.
Absolutely, pretty clean, pretty solid race and performance here by you and the entire team on the evening, and having that good effort and everything else here by each and every one of those guys, just setting the tone here for the series, setting things off on the right foot for the team to start the season. It's got to feel pretty good, not only points-wise already having Michael locked into the playoffs, but having you guys have these great finishes, strong performance, and showing the rest of the field that you guys are going to be a threat here each and every one of these races.
Yeah, I mean, all the guys on the Rev are really fast, really strong. We brought in Sean Jensic. He's fast as well, and wait for a road course. He'll put everybody lap down. So tune in for that. But I mean, the camaraderie and the teamwork we got with the Rev tier is So unlike any other, I've only been running with them for a couple other weeks. They've been racing for years, so I'm kind of the newbie guy to them, but catching on. So can't thank the guys enough for allowing me back on the team again, and great teamwork as well. And shout out to Madden and Jessic for the 1-2 there.
Absolutely, brother. Kevin, is there anyone else you'd like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance here in our season opener from Daytona International Speedway?
Yeah, as always, I want to go shout to Bruce Milberger, Milberger Custom Homes, Carbon sponsoring me. I think he was watching actually a different league race with another guy who's sponsoring, so I'll have to send him this and show him how I did. But big shout to him, huge supporter of mine, so can't thank him enough. And then all Winker Nation, my girlfriend Shauna, Brandon, Justin, Brett, Nicole, Gordon, Dylan, all them guys that come on every night and support me. Can't thank them enough. I know I've kind of been disappointing lately. Been getting wrecked out in a couple of races and just strategy wise, but thanks for them for sticking in there. Nate Cogdill at Sonic Graphic Design for the sweet paint. If you need paints or stickers or t-shirts or anything, check them out at Sonic Graphic Design on Facebook. All the obviously all the Rev boys over there. Can't thank them enough as well as again we work well together. So shout out to them. Shout out to all the league admins that put this on. I know it's a lot of work, including myself. I'm an admin, so big shout out to those guys. And then you for the broadcast. We really appreciate how much work that is as well. So big shout out to you. Thanks.
Absolutely, brother. Always my pleasure to watch you guys do get out there on the racetrack. And it was a lot of fun here this evening as we see you pull yourself up here into a podium finish with two of your teammates. And obviously, iRacing scoring you there in third. I would have pulled you up third there, but a solid third place run. A great performance from you here all evening long. And a close, tight finish there across the line for you and your teammate, Sean Jessic. And I'm going to say a lot of fun here right down to the very end of this race. Congrats, Kevin. We look forward to seeing you back out there next week.
Sounds good. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for K-Dub, Kevin Winker. You see him up there in the webcam. Give a good shout out there to Mr. Winker coming home there in position number 3, I guess, here on the evening as SDK scores him in second. If you look on our banner when it scrolls by, it shows him in P2, but on iRacing it shows him in P3. So Wanker there in third. We'll get ready to pull in, I guess, our actual second place finisher here on the evening, the 29 of Sean Jessic. We'll get ready to pull Jessic up here into the broadcast booth here himself. Hey, Sean, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
I got you.
It's good, brother. Man, it's good to see you here. Another series and another good run as this one, you're teamed up with the Rev Racing guys, and you guys out there controlling this race for a lot of laps. And right there at the end, you know, things get a little bit skewed, but still able to get across the line there and tie with your teammate Winker as SDK shows me that you guys, you know, he was second, you were third, but iRacing shows that you were second and he was third there. So a good battle and a great finish there across the line between you and Winker, and obviously, you know, never a bad day at the racetrack. We can start a series off 1, 2, and 3 as a team.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, the only way better we can start off was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which we were about 20 feet from on a unfortunate it was a complete racing deal. I mean, watching back the replay from that, I mean, there was nothing anyone could have done. We were hoping for it. We were talking about it there, those last couple cautions, the last few laps, and we knew we were able to have it. Once we got to that white flag with how we were positioned, I mean, I didn't think anyone was going to be able to get to us there unless we took ourselves out. And unfortunately, that's what happened there.
Absolutely. Now, were you guys getting a little bit nervous, or did you guys have a game plan there for maybe a little later on? Before we saw that last caution to make it a green-white-checkered, we saw that third line starting to build up. We saw a few drivers starting to get up there. Did you guys think that they were going to be able to find enough speed up there on the extreme high side, maybe go 3 wide and have a 3-car battle there towards the front of the field at the end of this race?
I mean, we were definitely talking about it. I personally didn't think that high line was going to do much. As long as we had those bottom two holding the bottom line, hugging that yellow line, and having that middle there, having 3 guys in the middle, I didn't see that top line doing much. So, I mean, we had it set up pretty good there with 2 on the inside and 3 on the outside. But the 3 on the outside there was really able to, prevent anyone from hopping up between lines. I mean, I was taking that back position there, third in that top line, just doing my best to keep pushing them, making sure, those two lines were even and not letting anyone get up in front of me and not letting anyone, try and get under me or go above me there. So it was definitely spreading my elbows there, not getting anyone get by me. And then we had that caution there, and then I was on the inside, and at that point it was just shove that bumper in front of you.
Absolutely, brother. And you were right there, right? Almost in position to get the win here this evening, Sean. But going to be pretty happy with the outcome here. Coming home in position number 2 to start the season off on the right foot. And knowing that, you got a pretty solid crew around you that you guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with here week after week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely wanted to go send that message, and we definitely did. Just we were 20 feet from sending a hell of a lot better message there. But first, second, and third, and fifth, there's nothing to hang your heads about. I mean, obviously, with how that race ended, there is just super, super unfortunate, and I feel so bad for Danny Dow there. But I know he'll be back. He's got speed, and hopefully, we'll go kick all our asses here next week.
Absolutely. I think that may be his game plan now. May have lit a fire under his butt there after being so close to getting the win here at Daytona. But, man, a great run for yourself, a solid drive here for you, Sean. Who would you like to thank yourself for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Yeah, I give thanks to all my teammates there. I mean, we had a hell of a game plan there from the beginning, and we executed it, 20 feet from being absolutely perfect. So I know we're definitely gonna be a force this whole season. All those guys there, we all got speed, great communication. We're just having a blast up there, cracking jokes the whole time, just having fun, and that's kind of the most important thing here. I mean, I'm fast when I'm having fun, and I'm sure these guys are the same exact way too. To give a nice shout out to my sponsors, Sparkle and Shine, anything you see. Thanks, Sean over there. For what he does for our whole team. He's just such a big help. Um, I know to thank the guys putting on the league, my first race here. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season for sure. Seems like we got a nice schedule going here, and seems like it's pretty put together. So I'm just definitely looking forward to the rest of the season. From what I've heard, these guys got going on. Seems like it's a great place to be racing. Lastly, thank you up in the booth. As every time I'm talking to you here, I mean, you do a great job, and I'm looking forward to watching this one back.
Absolutely, brother. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching and showing the love here on the streams and enjoying them as well as, man, it's always an easy job when we get all of you amazing drivers out there on the Speedway putting on great shows like it did here this evening, man. It was a ton of fun, a ton of crazy action out there. We saw some big wrecks, but at the front of the field, you guys kind of stayed pretty content, pretty good all evening long right there till those couple, that last 100 feet to the start finish line, almost 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the Speedway, man. A heck of a run, heck of a performance, though, by yourself. Congratulations on the second place run, and we can't wait to see you back out there next Tuesday and maybe one spot better and up in front of your teammate and in victory lane yourself.
Yeah, I'll take that second place behind Dow there. It's good enough for me.
Absolutely, brother. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the second place finish here tonight.
All right, thank you. Talk to you soon.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for the number 29 ride as he comes home in position number 2 here on the evening. SDK shows 3, but iRacing shows 2nd as they were actually tied. If we take a look right here across the line, the difference between Sean Jessic and Kevin Winker was through and through 0. There was no gap between them. They actually tied out there on the racetrack, and it looks like iRacing giving this one to Sean Jessic, the second place finish there to the 29 ride, not Kevin Winker, as Robert Blair says 22nd. We'll get them next week. Yeah, Robert, absolutely, brother. A bit of a tough one out there. Sometimes you just kind of get stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time, get tore up in one of those big wrecks. That's kind of just plate racing. That's the style of plate racing out there, unfortunately. As Neil 797 coming in, showing the big love over on the Twitch channel, coming in not only with the follow, but Neil coming right in out of the gate with the prime sub. Are you kidding me, Neil? Yo, shout out to Neil 797 coming in with the big love here in this one, man. Coming in, dropping the follow and the prime sub all within a minute on the channel. Absolutely appreciate that, my dude. Coming in, showing the big love here in this one, man. You guys absolutely killed it here all evening long. I can't thank all the new subscribers. We saw, Red Parrot coming in, subscribe. We saw Neil just come in, drop that subscription over on the Twitch channel, and Miss Bunsmatic coming in with the resubscribe as well over there on the Twitch channel. And then all of our new followers, new subscribers on Twitch and over on Facebook and YouTube, man. I can't thank you guys enough for becoming a part of the Peacemaker family, becoming a part of this amazing journey here on Peacemaker Gaming, as we do all these iRacing broadcasts night after night after night. Usually, 1, 2, maybe sometimes even 3 or 4 broadcasts in a day, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time up here in the booth, but there's no better place than what we would like to be than right up here, putting on these amazing shows, putting on amazing events for all of you fans in the stands to enjoy, sit back, relax, enjoy, and watch some great commentary with some great racing, and being able to cheer on your favorite drivers and being able to cheer on some new drivers that maybe you'll end up liking or anything else, or just have fun watching some great battles out there on the Speedway, whether it's HCK Beagles or the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, or the MMT Cup Series, or the Monday Night All-Stars with the Dirt Street Stocks, or any of the amazing racing that we put on here on the channel. And I can't thank you guys enough for coming in and showing the love here, night after night after night after night. Everyone coming in, showing the love and the support. I can't thank you guys enough, man. And you guys killed it here again tonight, man. We saw a lot of comments, a lot of reactions, shares, new followers, new subscribers, everything else continue to grow on all of the channels, and it's absolutely insane. And I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of it and being a part of this journey of mine, and enjoying all the racing action. As Canuck Gamer says, damn, I missed the race. You missed the race, Canuck Gamer, unfortunately, but you'll be able to, you can replay it right now, actually, over on YouTube. They got that playback file, so you can go back and pick up from where you left off through the middle of a live or anything else. You can actually go back and start to rewatch it as we're still live, and not have to watch it live at the same time as that we are live. So it's a pretty cool little feature that Facebook and Twitch don't have, but YouTube does have. That's a pretty nice little neat feature that we definitely like, and that's why we broadcast to all 3 networks. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, as we're live on all 3 of them. You can follow us on all 3 of them, or you can watch to whichever one you choose, whichever one you favor, and enjoy the action here on Peacemaker Gaming. But I'll see you guys all back here tomorrow evening around 9 o'clock Eastern time, as we will go back live with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, as the NASCAR Cup cars will be live tomorrow. Not sure where they're going. They're going Richmond tomorrow, so it could get a little bit hectic tomorrow evening, but we do have the SSR series back in action tomorrow night, so make sure you guys tune in for that one. Make sure you guys hit that live notification, that way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's action. As Rob coming in, showing the love as well, smashing that subscribe button here on YouTube as well. Rob, welcome to the Peacemaker family, dropping that sub button in. Rob Blair coming in as well with the follow over on Twitch as well. Rob, welcome to the Peacemaker family over on the Purple channel as well, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. I appreciate you guys, man, coming in, showing the love here on all the channels, all the networks, and showing the love here on the evening. And I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow night. But peace out for now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Much peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a run, what a race, man. That was a ton of fun. Mr. Blair, Robert Blair, coming in as well with the sub over on the YouTube channel. Shout out there to Mr. Blair coming in with the follow on Twitch and the sub over on YouTube. And Rob from NC78 with the subscription over on YouTube. I appreciate that from both the Robs coming in, showing the love there on YouTube.